Next is from Solomon Hunt. The subject is crowd reaction. Solomon from Temecula, California. Where's Temecula?
Temecula.
Is that there near San Diego, right?
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes away to an hour.
So I'm watching some of the new product, how the crowd interacts with wrestlers nowadays, and I think back to the days of my childhood watching heels get blasted with drinks, popcorn, funny ass signs in the crowd, etc. What happened to wrestling? Like, when did that stop? Was it a gradual elimination or was it all at once? Are fans just as much as the PG product? Was that what killed it? So many questions.
Well,
Go ahead.
let me give you my viewpoint. I think that what happened was is back in the day the fans were really crazy, just like society was, with it was very edgy with the gangster rap and grunge and everything that was happening in society. And now they're all nerds. You
Oh,
know,
oh, I got a
a
perfect,
lot of them are nerds.
perfect
Yeah,
piggyback off that. I just thought
yeah.
of this, just as you think. Um, and plus two, okay, and like you can see this in other genres of television. Bro, the show was getting huge ratings and everybody knew it. So when people would go to the show, they would be seen by like they try to get on camera.
Yeah.
Like they bring Sandy, they try to stick out and get attention because they know that this is like one of the hottest shows on TV. Maybe as wrestling's lost that luster being one of the hottest shows on TV, that the fans aren't really like as energetic about like showing up
No,
and
I just think
being
that
seen,
it changed. The fans was a lot of nerds, a lot of snowflakes.
right.
You
You can
know,
see in the crowd
yeah.
when the camera's on them, people are kind of like they have that look like shy, like embarrassed that they're being seen by the camera. Like that's very noticeable these days. You notice that?
Yeah, just a lot of social awkward people. Just it's changed. It's a different demo now. I think all the cool people watch UFC.
Yeah. Next is from Lus Geisman, and the subject is AEW house shows. There's another guy that's triggered by Billy here. First of all, Billy always cries about nameless and faceless Twitter. Just think about this. Billy has got skills because he literally gets people that send questions in, and this is what they're saying, right? Billy always cries about nameless and faceless Twitter accounts. Can you please ask him why he has 3 Twitter accounts without his name or face on them and spends all day arguing with people online? He's a guy in his mid 40s. Just because his download numbers are in the teens, it doesn't mean he has to act like one. So just recently, Tony Khan announced that AEW are soon to begin their plans. I don't know what dates they are, but I have to ask you guys: is this good or bad for AEW business? Dave Meltzer himself reported that AEW not had good tickets for a while now, and that is with AEW still being a new product that only records 1 to 2 times per week. This is not a new product, by the way. I'm tired of that now. What is a diminishing point of returns where it's not a new product anymore, right? He even said that the venue for AEW Revolution, which has been built up for months, is undersold and likely won't be sold out by Showtime. So will AEW doing even more shows, making themselves seem less exclusive, cost them or help them in the long run? P.S. Joe, I know you're a Guns N' Roses guy, but are you really going to pay those prices for the tickets for the 2023 tour? There's always a great night out, but 300, wow, $300 for Guns N' Roses. I'd go see Guns N' Roses for 300.
Man,
That's
I
not
don't.
that bad.
Yeah,
300 for a hot show is a sold out show is not bad at all.
it is always a good show, but they don't change much. They haven't
Right.
put out a new record and stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know.
same
I'll
as,
know when the time
and
comes.
his
I got
Axel's
yeah,
still fat.
yeah, and his voice is
Uh,
kind of. It's not as great as
right.
it was.
He's fat, so that's not ridiculous.
Not as fat
Uh,
as Vince Neil, but
so let me see here. Yeah, look. The one thing that's been proven, okay, is that with the fan base in professional wrestling today, okay, big shows, big deals, outlier shows draw. But trying to run on a daily, but like I said, a lot of these. Remember when we had the thing where WWE, even though they're hot, they were having to cancel some house shows
hmm
because of ticket sale. Because like, bro, you can't. The fan interest is still not up to par to where you can just weekly and do house shows weekly. It's just not there. Big shows draw. Like every couple of months, you can have a big deal or stuff, and that's what AEW should do. They should go to a market that they're not having to have on TV in a while, and load up a show and run a big show there and make it like a big deal. But not but doing like house shows in these small towns, bro. That's just going to be bad PR for them because you're going to have these shots of these small arenas and the seats aren't even full. You know what? I don't know. I mean, would you agree with that, Conan?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They're not as hot as they used to be. I don't know if this is a good time to do house shows. If you were, you'd have to do like in markets that you're going to draw and do it sparingly. They do need it because a lot of their wrestlers need reps. But I don't know if this is moment to be doing a house show. I would wait till the product got hot again.
Yeah.
And this says here, as far as Revolution, which is next weekend in San Francisco, that it's a 9,000 seat building, 7,434 sold, 1,676 left. So there you go.
Well, they don't ever come to California, so
set up.
They should do good.
Yeah, set up for 9110. Actually, my fault.
Yeah.
Next is from Randy Hawkins. Subject is Karrion Kross versus Rey Mysterio. Hey, Feeney, Conan, Disco. We finally got a match between Karrion Kross and Rey Mysterio. A guy Disco knows Kross, and a guy Conan knows Mysterio. I know Mysterio too, Randy. On
Conan
SmackDown, it's like that. Actually, Randy Hawkins, Rey Mysterio is my neighbor. He lives in Vegas now, so I know. I'm closer to Rey than Conan is now. We all know Dom interfered to give Kross a win. What are your thoughts on the match? Can we get a rematch after Rey finally teaches Dom a lesson at WrestleMania? Thanks, and that's from Ray J. I thought that was a good piece of business for everybody involved. I think Kross needs to. I watched Kevin's. There's moves that Kross used to do that he doesn't do anymore, and I think he should be doing more in his matches. He'd like that helicopter F5 where he just spins the guy and drops him. He doesn't do. He should do that every match. I don't know why he doesn't do that. So, but yeah, this is a good win for Kevin because he can because his thing is he does really good vignettes and he does a good job of building up a fight. And Dom, that was a good spot when he went for the 619 and Dom just grabbed his feet. That was very creative. What did you think of that, Conan?
Yeah, I thought that was great. He came from under the ring. Grabbed him, but that was perfectly timed.
Their finishes are they nail their finishes because that's what's the most important part of the match.
Yeah, the finish.
And so what's the big criticism that place gets is when their finishes are distractions and corny and so and it falls flat. But when you have a very well timed finish like that, it's very good. So next is from
and they keep Kevin strong because he got his win back.
Yep. Rich Waugh, subject is Disco. What's up, gentlemen? First, I'd like to apologize for a previous email where I asked you two to cut a promo on each other. Disco, you were one of the very few that pronounced my name right the first time. My question is for Disco. Given the right circumstances, would you ever appear on WWE TV? I know you're very busy. P.S. I'm not a Billy hater, but I thought it was funny when he tried to slide a cheap joke in and Conan said, "Let me stop you right there, big mouth." Keep up the good work, fellas. Bro, given the right circumstances, be money. Period. That's I'm not. I've gotten older, I'm finding myself because I still work out hard. I still I find myself getting more tired sometimes. So it's I don't know if I'd be good for having to wake up early and fly and I don't know. So whatever. Next is from David Bentz. Subject is AEW heavyweight hate. This be interesting. I already know where this is going to go. Dear K100 crew, I understand that indie wrestling a lot sometimes is matches similar to TNA's old moniker of not being about weight limits. After seeing multiple matches with the likes of Will Hobbs, Samoa Joe, Lance Archer, Brian Cage constantly take losses to opponents way smaller like Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, in fashion where they don't even look like dominant forces, I have to ask, does Tony Khan just not care much for heavyweights? I think the only exception to the rule may be Wardlow. Regardless, this is all done possible to be looked upon as anti-Vince McMahon mentality since Vince loved his top guys jacked with muscles. Thanks for taking my question. That's David from Sacramento. Coney, you answer this first.
I don't know. There might be something to that, but I can't talk for him. I don't know what he thinks or what his MO is. But yeah, a lot of really big guys are doing jobs of way smaller guys that doesn't even look believable.
Well, yeah, it doesn't set a good the universe they have set up for their show is very awkward. I don't seriously, this is the same show that had Jericho and MJF break out into a dance routine after they were eating dinner at a restaurant. Moxley's bleeding all over the place. The Dark Order is talking about wanting to go get ice cream with the cowboy that dresses like a female cow, like a cowgirl with his outfits and stuff with flowers on his
butterflies.
Things. And then you got the big guys losing to the small guys. Bro, it's almost like you could make a case that this show is like a parody of a show if you look at it from that perspective. They're doing the things that are opposite of the principles that we would suspend disbelief on, and they're taking all those principles and they're just throwing them out the window and doing the opposite. Well, what do you think about what I just said, Conan?
What do you say?
That kind of like the way they have their show set up with the like there's a lot of comedy routines. They had a Jericho and MJF break out into a dance routine. Small guys are always beating the big guys. It's almost like you're doing a parody of the principles that the suspension disbelief are predicated on. It's like you're doing the opposite of that, and like
I
making a
think
joke.
some of that is on purpose, just to like, we're not traditional wrestling. This is who we are. We're different.
Right.
Yeah.